Coming up on Energy TV, what Alaska's governor has to say about the Alaska gas pipeline and energy.
All the work necessary to get things right. We're looking at 3 to 5 years for regulatory approval, and then 3 to 4 years of construction before first gas.
We update you on the Drake Landing solar community.
I can just envision where solar energy is going to be going in 20 years from now. So I think, we just started the tip of the iceberg here.
And we profile technology from Sun Drilling.
While we can't adjust pricing for the product enough to make an impact on the operator's AFE, we can give them back days of drilling.
This episode brought to you by RealInvestmentsTV.com.
Welcome to Energy TV. I'm Helena DeVries.
And I'm Chad Carrier.
And we are coming to you from the Glenbow Museum, where the world meets the West. Certainly this museum has artifacts and, of course, collections that chronicle the history and culture of Western Canada.
Now, speaking of collections, the mineral collection here is one of the most comprehensive collections in North America.
So, speaking of minerals and precious metals, how about political gold? Alaska Governor Sarah Palin's nomination as a VP candidate in the United States election was really the hot topic at the Republican convention.
And for some time now, Palin has been championing a natural gas pipeline that will carry supply throughout Canada as well as the United States.
Now, even though that project hasn't gotten off the ground yet, she remains committed.
Monetizing Alaska's North Slope natural gas, it's critical to our state's economic future. Royalties and taxes from the production of oil provides more than 80% of our state's revenue. Unfortunately, that production is declining every year, so we have to find ways to transition to an economy that utilizes our vast natural gas resources now. And also delivering a huge domestic supply of natural gas to the United States markets around there, it's a matter of national concern. It's important to understand that our AGEA process is going to allow all potential pipeline projects to compete to deliver our North Slope natural gas to market. That includes a line through Canada or a line through Valdez to an LNG tanker port. We don't look at it as an incentive. We look at it as an investment in a pipeline project that will serve Alaska's interests. This is needed. It gets us a project sooner with lower tariffs and future expansions to unlock our natural gas reserves. The Alaska Gas Project, it's high-centered right now, and we know the reserves are there. We know the markets are there. The markets are hungry for our gas, so the economic fundamentals are in place. We just need to get the transportation piece lined up, and our $500 million investment will clearly move the process forward. We're making wonderful progress, thankfully. Federal officials are getting behind it. Groups all across the state are getting behind it. And legislators, they're working hard. They're working hard, asking right questions. They're here in the Capitol, making sure that we get this act passed also during this session. If we get AGEA into place by the time the legislature adjourns, our partner, whom we choose, can take advantage of the 2008 filled season, and we can get going on the gas line. All the work necessary to get things right. We're looking at 3 to 5 years for regulatory approval, and then 3 to 4 years of construction before first gas. Under our AGEA process, the Alaska Gas Line project is moving forward starting now. We look forward to the prospect of working with our Canadian friends and neighbors to bring this project to completion for our mutual benefit.
Well, it's another first for the province of Alberta. A U of C professor has just been given quite an honor. He is actually going to be advising the leaders of our country on key environmental and economic issues. Here's a look at why this is such an honor for Bob Page.
One Calgary professor is about to share his unique expertise with the leaders of our country. Bob Page is preparing to lead a national advisory group on environmental and economic issues, a position he's honored to step into.
Well, I feel very very proud in the sense that this is an opportunity. I think we're doing some of the most exciting environmental work in the country right now here in Alberta.
The former dean is the first Albertan to lead an independent national group that advises the federal government on key issues. Page says that while environmental solutions are crucial, they also have to be economically appropriate for the country. And what's critical is the timing on these issues.
We're at a time period in Canada where over the next 3 to 5 years we have to move forward on a variety of fronts.
Page is a professor at the U of C's Institute for Sustainable Energy, Environment and Economy. But what makes his background so unique is that he's also a leader in the Haskayne School of Business, as well as the Faculty of Environmental Design.
He has the academic background, he has the business background, he has the respect of peers in both of those communities. I think it's a great opportunity for the Roundtable to step out and take a new direction and focus.
Wishart Robson is also a member of the Roundtable. He says the opportunity to bring in new leadership is always an important aspect.
The opportunity for Bob to come in at this time, I think, is a signal to the Canadian public that the Roundtable is prepared to take a fresh look at this, all the issues that they've been looking at.
Both Wishart and Page want to reach out to the public on these issues and hope Canadians will recognize the Roundtable's work as a source of education and not just for the government.
It is so important not just to talk to politicians, but to get Canadians to begin to appreciate the problems, begin to change some of their consumer habits, and begin to move the whole agenda forward at this time.
I think this is kind of like a nexus of opportunity. And I'm hopeful that under Bob's leadership, the Roundtable will be an important part of what happens in Canada, what happens in North America, and perhaps beyond.
Page is set to lead the advisory group on completing 3 new reports by the end of the year. The reports will focus on energy efficiency, climate change, and further recommendations for the federal government. Tanya Fletcher, Energy TV.
The National Roundtable was established in 1988.
Now, coming up after the break, North America's first solar community celebrates its success.
Everything's running, I guess, just slightly better than expected, which is a nice thing to say.